So today we'll be talking about the power of vulnerability. I'll be giving certain points and we'll be discussing that one by one. For example, there is a TED Talk, very famous TED Talk by Brian Brown. Uh, he's in fact a researcher and a storyteller. He explores the deep connection between vulnerability, courage, authenticity, and human connection. Drawing from her eyes of research or shame and empathy, she reveals that vulnerability is not a weakness, as many people believe, but rather the birthplace of creativity, love, belonging, and joy. Brown explains how people often numb their emotions to avoid pain or rejection. But doing so also numbs their ability to experience happiness and meaningful relationships. He encourages embracing imperfection and having the courage to be seen as we truly are, even when there is no guarantee of acceptance or success. Her talk combines humor, storytelling, and heartfelt honesty, leaving a powerful message. Vulnerability is not winning or losing. It's having the courage to show up and be seen when we have no control over the outcome. Would you like me to create a scene? What she says, right? Uh, uh, Brain Brown's Power of Vulnerability is one of the most viewed TED Talks in his history, and for good reason. It is not just a lecture, but an emotional and intellectual journey that redefines what it means to be strong, authentic, and connected. Brown, as research professor at the University of Houston, uses humor, personal anecdotes, and deep psychological insights to explore how vulnerability lies at the heart of meaningful human experience. Let's go to the core idea of the vulnerability as a strength. At the center of Brown's argument, it's a radical idea. Vulnerability is not a weakness, it's our greatest measure of courage. In a world where people are trained to hide flaws, suppress emotions, and appear in control, Brown argues that true courage is to be open, to risk being seen as imperfect. Vulnerability, according to her research, is the birthplace of love, belonging, joy, creativity, and empathy. She shares that her early research on human connections unexpectedly led her to confront shame, the fear of disconnection, and to realize that people who feel a strong sense of worthiness are those who embrace vulnerability rather than avoiding it. The concept of wholehearted people, Brown introduces the idea of wholehearted people, those who live from a deep sense of love and belonging. They share key traits. They accept their imperfections rather than hide them. They have the courage to be authentic in a world that rewards conformity. They believe they are worthy of love and connections. Such people understand that being vulnerable is necessary for intimacy and joy, even though it exposes them to rejection or hurt, emotional numbing, and its consequences. One of the most striking part of Brown's talk is her discussion of emotional numbing. He notes that people often try to avoid pain through work, addiction, control, or denial. But you cannot selectively numb emotions. When we numb sadness, fear, or disappointment, we also numb our joy, gratitude, and happiness. This observation connects psychology to daily life. Many of us live half filled lives because we are constantly protecting ourselves from discomfort. The cost of that protection is emotional deadness. Oh, now we go over to the connection, empathy, and the shame. Brown also delves into the shame, the deeply human fear of not being enough. He explained that shame thrives on secrecy and silence, but it loses power when met with empathy and honesty. Vulnerability, therefore, becomes an act of healing. It invites empathy and creates the authentic bonds that all humans crave. Her phrase captures this insight beautifully. Connection is why we are here. It gives purpose. It gives purpose and meaning to our lives. Personal story and humor. What makes this talk powerful is not just its research, but Brown's own vulnerability. She openly describes her personal breakdown when she realized that she herself was avoiding vulnerability despite studying it. Her honesty, humor, and storytelling make the academic insight feel deeply relatable. The audience laughs, nods, and reflects, not because she gives advice, but because she holds up a mirror to the shared human condition. Now, let's go to the takeaway message. Brown's conclusion is both simple and transformative. Embrace vulnerability instead of running from it. Allow yourself to be seen truly and fully. Love with your whole heart, even when there is no guarantee. Thank you.